Right, let's discuss this tree. You want to sit?
Yeah, I'll
Have a sit.
sit.
Like everything, we can always improve it. So, you can see how it's going. It had like 2 apexes. The way they've bent it, my God, they must have bent. That's all bent artificially. You can still see the wire marks on it. They bent it like a double S almost, isn't it?
That's incredible how they bent that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been done with an iron bar, I'm sure. Yeah, with a rebar.
Oof.
You know.
It was going straight up, isn't it?
Yeah. But Marco's worked here before, hasn't he? Yeah. And you've seen him, yeah, where he actually busts the branch here to get it round, yeah.
That's the yew that he did. Yeah.
You know, and with the Itogawas, yeah, and these sort of junipers, you can do that, yeah. You can see, right, obviously it's an import from Japan, and it's come over, right, yeah, and it is still raw material, basically, yeah. It's a beautiful tree, yeah, you know, and some people might take it as is and go away, so that's a beautiful tree, yeah, but it needs refinement.
What, the gins?
The gins need refinement, but also the foliage needs refinement, yeah.
Okay.
You know, there's areas on this tree, yeah, that will need cutting, yeah, you know what I mean, to get the taperage correct. And
The
then,
gins look a bit crude, don't they?
they are crude. I mean,
They're just bits of branches where you shave the bark off.
absolutely, yeah, you know, and that don't really fit in with the rhythm, yeah, you know what I mean. They need a bit.
See,
of
they look like windsurf. They're all going in one direction.
Yeah, you know, so they need to be shorter, and they need to be, you know, there needs to be some texture in them, and that's what I'm going to do is snap them and tear them.
Okay, so we're going to work on the gins first.
I'm going to work
What
on the
about the
gins.
front?
Yeah.
The front is dictated almost
The front
by
is
the
almost
gins, isn't it?
dictated by the deadwood, isn't it? Really, yeah. So I think, you know, and also this twist, yeah, you know, in there, you know. So I think we're talking about the front there. Obviously, the person who's done it right, yeah, has put this in as a back branch here from the top, yeah, you know. I mean, that's a stunning tree, yeah, you know what I mean? It is, you know, but it does need some refinement, yeah, you know. You know, a lot of these trees that come from Japan, yeah, people take them as given that they're done, you know. Well, the bonsai's never done, yeah. And these guys who make these trees in Japan, I have to say they're heroes, yeah, because they have a script, yeah, to make a bonsai tree that's a commercial thing, yeah, and they do it in such an artistic way, yeah, but they have lots to do, yeah, so they actually do it, yeah, they know that it's going to be worked on more, yeah, when it's actually purchased. So, I mean, this is a beautiful thing, don't get me wrong, as it stands. But if you want to get the real detail in there, you have to do the refinement, yeah, on everything, on the foliage and the deadwood, yeah.
So the first thing you're going to do is refine the gins.
Yeah, I'm going to start putting some texture and some nature in there. You know, things like this. Look, I mean, this doesn't fit in at all. You know, you know, and it's never going to. Yeah, you know what I mean. If it was leaning that way slightly, yeah, you know, I'd keep it and probably carve it into another trunk here that had died off. But both of these, yeah, are really strange. So I'm going to start with those bottom areas first, yeah, you know, and possibly.
They look like a bull's horn, isn't it?
No, it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's deadwood for deadwood's sake, yeah. So I think what we're going to do, right, is, you know, what I was saying about earlier about the line in the tree, yeah. You know, forget about everything else, right? The first thing that is disturbing the line. You know, if you've got this beautiful movement, yeah, your eye goes shooting off to one before you've even started looking at the tree, yeah. So I think the first thing we're going to do is cut that off, yeah. You know,
small chainsaw.
Yeah, the small chainsaw, definitely, yeah. So that's going to come off, yeah. That's the first thing, and then I'm going to put some texture into this one by tearing it, yeah. So I'm going to let Josh, our tree surgeon, there, miniature tree surgeon, yeah.
With a miniature chainsaw. Cut it down to the... No,
cut it a little bit higher, yeah, because obviously there's... Not that one, this one, yeah.
Don't cut the wrong one.
Cut it a little bit higher, yeah, like that, yeah, so you leave me about that much, yeah, you know. Yeah. And then I can do the rest with the power tool, yeah.
Out here, yeah? That height?
Yeah. Show the inside, look, let's see that bark. Look at that. You can get the lovely smell. Like they use, they have this dual color. Okay. That is off.
There's one there.
The 6. No, I busted that one. I don't know what company.
Kev, I've just noticed something. This side is also quite a nice front, isn't it? Like that.
I mean, that is quite nice.
You have to take the branch away.
But yeah, you're gonna.
Shame, isn't it?
Yeah, you know.
He's done all the work.
Yeah, I mean it's there. Yeah, but I think you're showing too much live here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
For me, yeah, you know.
It's the driftwood which
You know,
is
it's
stunning.
yeah. I mean, look at the.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to watch it because you go around too far, yeah, and you've actually got a bit of a reverse taper because of this, yeah, you know. But where you are, you know, you get that movement, yeah, and half live.
I see.
It's really important, yeah, you know yourself here to show
So
that
a bit,
show that live vein, yeah, you know. So that's what we want to do is, you know, a half and half
Okay, yeah.
mix, yeah, yin and yang of dead and live, yeah, you know what I mean?
Fine.
Is a good principle, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you can see already, yeah, you know, I mean that thing's a hell of a lot more natural. You know, there's a story there now. Something's happened, you know, and also, yeah, you know, short gin is an old gin.
What about the one at the bottom? Are you going to shorten that one?
This one, I don't like that either, yeah, you know. So I'm going to get in there and split that to give some texture straight off on there. And actually what I'm going to do there is break the whole thing off and then tear it round. You see already, yeah, that's got more about it, yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah. Texture.
Yeah, it's got texture now, yeah. It actually looks like a broken branch, what it's meant to look like now, you know. And I'm going to continue up, yeah, doing that the whole thing, yeah. Because this is just gin for no reason, yeah, you know what I mean? It's crazy gins, you know. Let me just have a think. This one in the front, yeah, that's aggressive. I quite like this one, yeah, you know. I may not do anything to that one, yeah.
But most of them are too long.
They're too long, yeah, you know. And this one in particular, yeah, in the front here, yeah. And it looks like to me that there's something behind that, yeah. So I'm gonna cut that one off so I can get in there. And I'm gonna go in here because there's a groove there, and it looks like that will split away from that quite nicely. See, this is an aggressive gin again, yeah? So we're getting rid of that, yeah, and replacing it, yeah, with a bit of a hollow there, yeah? So I'll deal with this later on, yeah, with the carving tool, yeah? Or I might just split it. That might split again, actually. Or shall I leave it? Decisions.
Have a bit of proud.
You think so? Have it proud and then hollow it, maybe, yeah? That could work, yeah? So,
They're all too long.
all too long. It's just gin for gin's sake, yeah? But like I say, the guys who make these trees in Japan are heroes. You know, no one even knows the names, yeah? They're anonymous, these people, yeah, you know? And they do all this grafting, yeah, on these trees, yeah, you know what I mean? And then send them off to auction, yeah? And no one even gets to know who they are. They're bonsai farmers. Some of these guys are huge experts, yeah, you know what I mean, in making incredible raw material, yeah, for people. But that's all they're doing, is making raw material, you know. Which is the fantastic thing about bonsai, yeah, is, you know, you've got a chance to improve, yeah, and refine. And that's the art of the thing and the love of the thing, yeah, you know what I mean? The fun is in there.
So your way of making gin is quite different from what Naka used to show. He used to show the sloping cut,
Yeah, if you,
1/3 or halfway, and then you tear it. But here you're splitting it in half and then ripping the half of the
I'm
top.
ripping the half off, yeah, because it just is more dramatic,
Okay.
yeah. And you end up with these happy little accidents here, you know. You know, and these things, you know, it's juniper wood, yeah, you know. And all these tiny little things here that are left, yeah, you know. All you've got to do is clean off the tiniest things, the burrs, yeah, with a wire brush, yeah. But you still end up with this small stuff that's very hard, yeah, you know, and very natural, yeah. I mean, you know, Naka to me was a god, yeah, you know what I mean? When I first saw John, yeah, doing stuff, I just thought, oh my God, you know, he was an incredible teacher, yeah. But everyone's got their own way of doing things, yeah, you know. And they're all right, yeah.
As long as they work, yeah.
As long as they work, yeah, you know.
It's a shame that we put lime sulfur on it when you think that many of these dead branches have got two color texture.
I mean, it would be fantastic, yeah, you know what I mean? If we could,
Red and white.
you know, but it's the fashion, isn't it? Yeah, it's to whiten them up, yeah. But you know what I tend to do is I mix Indian ink with the lime sulfur, yeah. So it's not pure white, you know. You know, when in the mountains, yeah, it's usually the sunlight that's done it, yeah, to the tree, yeah. And I've got to cut that before I do that. And they are pure white in the mountains, yeah, but for some reason, yeah, it seems to be too stark here when you do it on a bonsai tree, yeah. So I just tone it down here with some Indian ink. Be careful, that'll be alright. You got to watch it when you're doing this, yeah, because you go near the live vein, yeah, you know what I mean? Could cause some damage. What did you first think when you saw John Naka, Peter?
Well, in those days, of course, no one had really experimented or saw gins being made. So that was the main thing that struck us.
So it's quite incredible to see it, yeah?
Gins.
I think the time when I got the gin craze, yeah, was not gin, but I do like a gin. Was when I saw Dan Robinson in Birmingham, yeah. And my God, yeah, you know what I mean? He took this juniper and turned it into Swiss cheese. And, you know, I was so intrigued because everything in bonsai, yeah, takes a million years, you know. And Dan did this thing in a couple of hours, yeah. And that was the thing that struck me, yeah, that, you know, the deadwood, yeah, can be created in no time at all. Actually, will someone get me a pair of side cutters? Because I'm going to do the same thing I did with those scissors before. I get overexcited and use the wrong tools.
Hybrid. Is that big enough?
Yeah, that's a great tool, yeah. And I was actually doing ginger the other night, yeah, with your chapati flipper, yeah.
Oh.
which is a great tool, yeah.
What was that?
You know the one that I said, is it? Well, I said, where did you get that tool from? The chapati flipper, yeah.
Chimta.
Yeah, chimta. Jaldi Bostigi. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant tool. But I told my lady what it was for. She said, "Oh, I want that, yeah. You're not going to be using that for." Okay, so you can see, right, yeah, you know where we had that absurd gin arrangement in there, yeah? Now it's a lot more natural, yeah, in there.
Yeah.
Just looking for anything that's really jumping out at me, yeah? I mean, you know, sort of 5 minutes here, you know what I mean? But, you know, you can work on these things for an age, yeah, you know? It can take forever, yeah, you know what I mean? But actually this one was pretty easy, yeah, to get.
Yeah, so already without carving, the texture's very nice on this.
It's completely different, huh? More elegant and everything, yeah? Obviously I've got to get rid of this, and there's no way I can get rid of this, yeah, with tearing, yeah, because it's too near the live vein, yeah?
Will you just make it smoother?
I'll just make it smooth, and what I'll do is carve a
Little
hole into this area, yeah? So that's what I'll do next, is do this, yeah? Well, I'm not going to do too much more to that, yeah, because now the deadwood's nice, yeah, you know? You know, I quite like it, yeah, you know what I mean? It's not over the top anymore.
You want to look at the branches at all to rearrange?
I don't think I'd arrange the branches yet, because you know, it's not been that long, has it? Yeah, you know. So I think.
So shall we cut that off?
We'll cut that off and do. Just go right down.
Is that nerve-wracking?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to do
I'll
it?
do it
Yeah?
from this end.
That's cool, yeah. I'll do the rest with the carving tool. But you can see this now, this is much more elegant, this trunk, yeah? You can see the line in the trunk now as well. But you're right, Pete, yeah? My God, wouldn't it be nicer if we could keep two textures, you know,
Yeah,
the two
no.
different colours,
Yeah, why
you know?
not? Put
You know.
polyurethane on it. Oh, look at that texture.
It's incredible, huh? Just incredible, isn't it? I mean, look how close the
Grain
rings are.
Rings are
I mean, that,
like a millimeter apart. On
that's
this
quite an old tree, isn't it? Yeah, you know?
old tree. So what have we have here? Apart from the tree, I have Kevin as well. So this, you must be wondering what it is. It looks rather yellow, but this is a Japanese 5-needle pine that is grown on its own roots. I imported this tree maybe about 20 years ago from Japan, could be even more. And it was a very beautiful tree, mainly because it is a multi-trunk tree. So it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trunks. It may have even had 7, but whatever it is multi-trunk. And you must be wondering why it's looking a bit yellow. The 5-needle pines from Japan, which are grown on their own roots, have this slightly yellowish cast to it. The ones which are grafted on the black pine and the other varieties like Zuisho and the very small Yatsubusa type pine, they're more green. But the ordinary 5-needle, which are on their own roots, have this yellow cast. But it's also not a very strong tree. So when it came from Japan, the first couple of years in the bonsai pot, it was okay. But they gradually go downhill. So much so that in desperation, I had to put it in a big pot like this. This is like nearly like 80 to 100 liter pot. And I'm regrowing it. But in the meantime, certainly 2 or 3 of the trunks have died. But the rest of the tree is picking up gradually. Another reason why it may have died is that most Japanese trees, when they come from Japan, they are fumigated and dosed with chemical to kill all the bugs and the nematodes. So they're drenched with all sorts of chemicals. I don't know what chemicals they use. And they're also gassed in these gas chambers. Again, I don't know what gas is used. They fumigate it so they kill all the bugs. So as you can imagine, these trees suffer and are stressed a great deal when they arrive in the country that imports them. So that's another reason why it may not have been so strong. So all is not lost. I'm gradually trying to revive this tree. But meanwhile, Kevin had a look at it. So Kevin has some ideas. So let us see what Kevin thinks about this tree.
Yeah, well, what I have to say here is Peter took me out the back and showed me a few trees, said, like, one out to do, yeah, you know. And I saw this white pine on its own rootstock. I know they're very weak here, but Peter's managed to get this back here to a reasonable health here where I can work on it. And for me, yeah, the Kabuldachi style, which is this, yeah, you know, which is multiple trunk, yeah, is amazing, because what it does is it trebles up, quadruples up your illusion, yeah. You have one trunk, yeah, that has a natural patina to it, and then the next one, yeah, has the same look, yeah, you know. So it's my absolute favourite style, yeah. So I was looking at this, and also, right, yeah, you have these dead trunks in here.
So it's not a waste, isn't it? You can be dead and still be an asset.
Yeah, but listen, this what this is going to do, I'm going to actually make these deadwood and part of the forest, yeah. It's just showing the age here, you know what I mean? A lot of the times in bonsai here, what we try and do is show...
dead trunks?
Yeah, we trying to show trees in decline, yeah, you know what I mean, that they're ancient. So this is playing into my hand here, you know what I mean? We have this one and the
Naturally dead.
beautiful energy in there. Just because it's dead, yeah, doesn't make it any less a beautiful tree, you know? So we have this one, you know, it just so happens we have the principle of 3, yeah, through here, yeah, with the dead. So it runs all the way through the tree, and this is the thing that drew it to me when I was looking at it. And I thought, okay, yeah, we can really do something with that. So I'm going to be very gentle with it, yeah, as far as the foliage goes, yeah, but, you know, probably very brutal, yeah, with the deadwood, yeah, you know what I mean? But look at this way this deadwood's going to look through here, yeah. It's just going to look fantastic, yeah, you know.
Okay.
So we'll see what we can do, yeah. See this one, Peter, yeah, it's just beautiful, yeah, because, you know, I was saying earlier on, yeah, that, you know, when you want to make a fantastic gin, yeah, if you style the tree here in a certain way and then kill that branch later on to make it part of the design. It's
already curved.
So it's already got all the movement, yeah, that this Kabuldachi had, yeah, you know.
So they were wired for this stuff.
Oh, definitely, you know. So look at this beautiful gin you have here, you know, it's in this top part here, yeah, you know, with the apex, yeah, you know what I mean? It's absolutely stunning, yeah, you know. And you know, once we've actually sorted out all the foliage, yeah, that's going to be a foil, yeah, for the whole design, yeah.
Okay. You prefer to use your branch cutter. For that sort of work, I always use the Felco secateurs. Each to their own.
I mean, you know, I do use Felcos, yeah. I'll tell you what, yeah, if a little tip out there for anyone that's employing a gardener, right, if they don't come in with a pair of Felcos on their belt, yeah, don't employ them,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. In fact, everyone has to have their own Felcos. You go to anywhere, Wisley, even Steve has this habit, he has his own Felcos. It's like your toothbrush, I always say.
Yeah.
Don't let other people use your tools.
Try, yeah, but I will get some.
Why are you biting into it with the branch splitter? You want to thin the trunk or
Not at all, yeah. I'm just trying to get this.
Oh, I see.
This ancient
So you're not
texture,
just
yeah.
removing bark.
No, I'm trying to create some sort of texture.
But you've got to be
on
careful
this,
not to take too much off.
You can't take too much, yeah. You know what I mean, when you're doing something
Just
like
the
this,
surface.
obviously. Yeah. Just the surface, yeah, just to make this, you know, these little happy accidents, yeah, all the way around here, yeah. So it's not all smooth when we're finished here. It's got some nature in there.
So you're removing bits like this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, if this was newly dyed, yeah, you know what I mean, then we could actually tear it all the way down, yeah. So it's a delicate process.
All right,
you know.
okay, good.
He's going to have to pay the royalties on that if he's not careful.
Like dance music sometimes, you can't play show your dance with the music.
Obviously, where it goes into the live there, yeah, I'm going to do that with a
So
power
it saves
tool.
a bit of carving. Eh?
Yeah, it saves a bit of carving, yeah. And you also get some natural shapes out of it, yeah, so.
But this is where you can't get carried away. Otherwise you
No,
end up taking everything off, you end up with nothing.
Take too much air and then you end up destroying the gin, yeah, but, you know. But it's nice just to get a bit of texture on some of these. And the other thing is you can manipulate these with fire, even though these branches are really quite old and, you know, been gone a long time. You can get in there, you know, there is a certain amount of residue of resin, yeah, in there.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you put the fire on, you can actually move stuff, yeah, you know, and it will stay, yeah. But you have to heat it up quite a lot.
And you have to take them.
So here we're stripping the bark. Natural gin.
And the smell that's coming off this pipe is incredible, yeah. See this, Pete, I've got to show you this. About this reverse taper here, you know, because you're seeing the drama in there. So that's it's incredibly red, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now is go over, clean up what I've got, yeah, and start going in with the smaller tools, yeah. That's what I mean. So it's a little bit worried about it.
So today is the end of the third day that I've had Kevin Wilson and Chrissy here to help us, and we've been working on trees. We're not conducting workshop, but the next time Kevin comes he'll be doing workshop with selected participants. So what has he done here? So he's transformed this beautiful Japanese yew. We in fact did several Japanese yews. That's another one. And this was a pine that we were resuscitating, growing on, and we've reshaped that, restyled that. I will, at the end of the day, take it against the white background to show you the detail. And this tree, this multi-trunk Japanese 5-needled pine on its own roots, you can see how it's coming along. I think you are fascinated by this tree, Kevin, because of the multi-trunk.
Absolutely.
Although it had about 2 or 3 trunks dead,
Yeah.
that's become a feature of the tree. Let's spin it around and have a look. So which is your front? The other side?
Well, I think my front is about there, yeah.
Is
so-
it? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
It's just the way, you know, the
Okay.
reflection of those
All right.
deadwood, yeah, goes through the tree,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And, you know, I think, you know, what we're actually doing is had a bit of a shock. You've brought it back to health. And, you know, we're restoring its dignity, basically, yeah. You know.
So from time to time, you know, a lot of people think that bonsai spend all their lives in bonsai pots. Not so. They do go downhill and you've got to resuscitate them. And this tree, as I said earlier on in the earlier part of the video, suffered maybe when it was imported from Japan from too much fumigation, too much chemical, and the fact that these 5-needle pines on their own roots are not as strong as the Japanese white pines, which are on grafted black pine rootstock. So that is another reason why. So they always have this slightly yellowish cast. So here we are enjoying ourselves. So what we like about these sessions is that we have a great time, not just doing bonsai, but we chat about other things. I've always fascinated by your work, Kevin, because I've treated you like a god or godfather, because I'm not into carving, and I really, honestly, I'm not flattering you. You are what we call the top man in bonsai, mainly for carving and for styling. So your trees have won so many awards, which the likes of us never hope to achieve. All the Nolanders Awards and all these great things. So we do different styles of bonsai, and I admire your style. So how did you get into your style? Because your style is pretty unique, isn't it?
I think the thing that I've done is it was Dan Robertson, that really got me started, with the carving.
Oh.
I saw him back in that big show in Birmingham.
Oh.
And
91.
And he said you have to become a student of nature,
Oh.
And that's actually what I've done is is become a student of nature, basically, So, I've gone out in the mountains and studied trees. I've gone into woodlands and studied trees.
But your carving skill, did you develop those skills just on your own?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I did, was take photographs of pieces of deadwood, out in the forest, and then copy them,
Oh.
So I'd make a print out, pin it.
But you're not a joiner or a carpenter or
No,
anything?
no, my God, If you asked me to make even a shoebox, it would be
okay.
crooked, You know what I mean? It's I'm no way a joiner, I do corners and rounds and in and outs, but not straight lines, So that's probably why I'm good at the carving thing,
I remember seeing that famous U of yours at Birmingham in '91. We were all blown away because no one had ever produced trees of that quality and caliber. So we're always in awe of you, from that. And I think that is your iconic tree, isn't it?
The formal.
Yeah, formal upright one. How tall was it? Almost like 3-4 feet?
Yeah, it was a metre, just over the
Okay.
metre, There was 3 foot 6 inches, And but I think the thing that the people were intrigued about was the underplanting.
Oh.
Because while I was doing the tree, I collected it out of an old quarry in Kent. But when I was doing it, I thought I want to put a bit of pizzazz in this tree, and I always want to do that and tell the story. So any branch that I cut off, I ginned the branch, if you remember rightly, and then when I mossed it, I laid the branches on the floor like they'd fallen off the tree.
Okay.
And I think that's the thing that intrigued everyone. That there was a story on the bottom of the pot as well as the tree. So I think that's the thing. Is when people go past the tree on the concourse, when they're being exhibited, that they stand there and try and understand the story of the tree.
I noticed that you always refer to imagining the bonsai as a story.
Yeah.
And I have never thought of it like that. And that must help, isn't it? But how, supposing someone doesn't have imagination, because not everyone has imagination.
Well, I mean, it's not really imagination because it's like physicalities, you know what I mean? It's, things you put on the tree will be they'll actually be a physical
like this tree you can
know?
see on the side of a hill or something, isn't it?
I mean, this thing's obviously before, it was probably slightly windswept, a little copse on its own somewhere near the sea. But all this has done, is made it look much older, So, we're just giving it its dignity back, you know what I mean? But it's got a lot more age about it, you know what I mean? It's, it's looking much
How
more...
long do some of these gin last? Because they can't last forever. They will rot eventually. What would you say, 10 years?
I don't think so, you know what I mean? There's new techniques now with putting wood hardeners on the gins. And I think lime sulphur preserves them, pretty well.
But I reckon if you can get 10 to 15 years enjoyment, that's enough.
Yeah. Oh wow! I mean, come on, that's enough enjoyment. But I mean, some of the old gins you see on, you know, like the king of pines, yeah, the one with the, you know, that has the Kabadachi branch, yeah, coming down, yeah, it's hollow, yeah, you know. They're always moving, the deadwood's moving as well as the foliage, yeah, so that it's a living artwork that's always changing.
Yeah.
So, but for the moment, yeah, something really dramatic, yeah, going through the tree with these dead trunks, yeah, you know what I mean? And by the time we've finished placing the foliage, yeah, the tree will have some dignity back, you know what I mean, you know?
And as for size of bonsai, you know, some people laugh that anything over 2.5 or even 3 feet is not a bonsai. I always have to remind them, in China you get bonsai 15 feet tall
God,
in granite and marble pots.
The Chinese, I remember looking through one of these Chinese books, and then the next page, yeah, was the guy who had done it, yeah, standing next to it, yeah, you know what I mean? And I actually thought they were marmite or something, you know what I mean, to start off with, yeah, you know? And then I realised, yeah, this tree was twice the size of the guy, yeah, you know? It's just, I don't know how they repot or anything, you know what I mean? How do they do it? Yeah, I mean, it's
in
incredible.
Thailand and Vietnam, they have some very big trees.
Yeah, incredible, you know?
So this is not that big, isn't it?
No, but it's quite a big tree, isn't it? I suppose, I mean, you know, we're on the edge, yeah, where it's, I think over a metre, yeah, becomes a temple tree, doesn't it, or something like that, yeah, you know? So we're on the edge, the limit of that, yeah. But the big trees have an impact.
Yeah, that's right.
You cannot ignore those, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, things with thick trunks, you know, you can't ignore it.
You either like big trees or you don't. Huh?
Yeah, that's it, yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a huge fashion now, isn't there, for Shohin? And,
Yes.
And everyone loves a Shohin, yeah, you know, and also, yes, us guys are getting older, and our bags are probably gone, and we probably need to do Shohin as well, yeah, you know what I mean? But no, we're going to carry on doing big trees, aren't we, Peter?
Like this. This is our show here. Big trees for us are 12 foot high.
Right, yeah.
These are only 3 foot.
Yeah, they didn't go out of fashion for us, yeah.
Okay, so, all right. So to the next time, there'll be workshops for participants the next time you come. So let's look forward to that. And when these are done, I will take some stills and put this on YouTube for everyone else to enjoy.
Okay.
People enjoy your videos. I know they love your style of talking, and they got to get used to the, you know, are you a Cockney?
Like, yeah, well, Jamie is like Jamie Oliver, isn't he? You know what I mean? You know, yeah, there's a lot of estrine comes out when I'm talking, you know, but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a Cockney. I would say, you know, I'm come from Southend originally, yeah. So it's estrine, yeah, you know.
I don't know what I am, because I always hate my accent. You know, a lot of people, well, I used to hate my accent because I've got this funny blend of, which is clearly an Indian accent. It's not a Chinese accent or a Hong Kong accent or Singaporean accent. So when they hear me without seeing me, they think it's an Indian speaking. Who is that bloody Indian guy?
Well, the first time I met you, actually, that you know, when you came out to me and started talking, and I thought, that's not a Chinese accent. What the hell is that? Yeah, you know what I mean? No, you have a great voice. Yeah, people love your voice, Peter. Yeah, you know that. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we've had a lovely time. And not only that, what we don't show in the videos are the dinner parties we have. Oh my God. I shan't tell people what we talked about, isn't it? We talked about the characters of Bonsai. And so anyway, so there you go. So thanks for coming, Kevin, and this will be a very nice video for people to enjoy, and I believe you're watching the YouTube videos as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Peter.